every Thursday, guys. This Saturday, he obviously didn't have it because of the 1:30 camp. All right. We're doing a coaching session live streaming it every Tuesday with myself and Sean Kim and Frank Brennis. And then any other leaders, welcome as well. Mr. Bo Hirschfield, if you're available on Tuesdays, if you guys can add value to the team, we definitely welcome that. Okay. That's every Tuesdays. And then on the 21st of Monday, next week, we have Sarah Reinecke, Equity Partner Advisory Board member. She's going to be pouring in on us. And then Marty and Hurley Valor on the 28th of April. So save the dates, screenshot that. All right. And then here's what I'm doing with Mr. Lee and Mr. Sean Kim. Lee Martina Jelicka, May 3rd, here at the Truist Building. My building is the one with that blue star there, that star triangle. All right. So that's Saturday, May 3rd from 11 to 3. You guys can get a workout in the morning and then you have all day to do what you need to do. Sarah Pappas, an amazing speaker. She comes in on Monday, May 5th. I think she's probably one of the best trainers. She's incredible. Very good speaker. I know her well. She's an incredible person. All right. So advanced market boot camps. I know I have one agent that's going so far. All right. Mr. Carter Bremer. And then we have, I don't know who else is going, but you definitely want to take advantage of these to learn advanced markets. We start with the bread and butter, right? We start with the mortgage protection, right? And then we get into some more advanced market stuff, debt-free life, IUL, infinite banking, annuities, and resets. Okay. All right. So all right, unlock your potential lighthouse leads. I know that we have several leaders that are really doing well with this. We have Vinime, I think that's how you say her name. She's doing really well. She actually did a coaching through corporate on that, having a lot of success on those as well. Make sure you get your conference ticket. All right, you can make payments. I think as low as $20 a month. Right, you definitely want to go to conference. Matter of fact, Lee went to conference unlicensed, and we're going to talk a little bit more about his story, but his story is incredible. Unlicensed, his fourth language is English. So he actually brought a translator with him. So guys, I mean, fourth language, came here with $250 in his pocket in 2011. His story is incredible. I can't wait to share it with you guys, but you definitely want to go to conference. This is how big decisions are made. Now you go there, but you also have to take action. So we're going to talk about that. All right. So that's August 13th. Save the date. Get with the AO. Get your ticket. All right. So here's the schedule. All right. I'm not going to go over it. You should know it. If you love to travel, guys, what I tell my new agents that are coming here, pick a place you want to go to. Pick a dream vacation and focus on that carrier, right? With America, it's very doable. Very, very doable. So if you want to travel the world, there's no better way to travel than on someone else's dime. It's a different feeling. Everything's paid for. You don't have to worry about anything. Matter of fact, if you're building a business here, you can actually make more money than you spend, which is incredible, right? So who likes that? Who would like to travel on someone else's dime and get paid to do it and make more money than they spend? It's incredible, right? So they extended the hours for the support ticket because I know we had two code verification authentication. I know we're having some problems with that. So make sure you do your support ticket. So first time writers. I think Frank, is this updated?
Yeah. She's direct to, I believe, Jessica Jackson.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
Congratulations to Serena Hoffman. Now where's she out of? What state?
Is Jessica you on? She's out of California, but I'd like Jessica to answer. It's cool.
Okay,
Not
awesome.
yeah, California.
Awesome. Perfect. All right, cool. Welcome. All right, congratulations. Agents of the day. We're not going to go through these real quick. So we have Jessica Jackson, Mr. Henry Lamb, and Joshua Dickman and Jason Powers. All right. And then agent of the day for April 5th. We have, look, a new writer, Serena Hoffman. We have Cynthia Wibodo. How do you say her last name? Wibowo. Ryan Hilliard and Caitlin Crawford and Mr. Beast Mode Bo Hirschfield. All right. All right. And then for April 9th, we have Gerby, Chanel, myself, Bo, and Nora. So look at Nora. Check her out. 6,209. Good job, Nora. And then we have Mr. Bo. We have Taquita. We have Ligaya. And then we have myself and Ashton. All right. 6,340. Congratulations on that. And then April 11th, we have Veronica Sanchez, Mr. Jason Power, Cynthia Wibono, Wibowo. Did I hope I'm pronouncing that properly? We have Cynthia Landeros, and then myself for April 11th. So here we go. Kat, we have Tina, myself, Tanner Redding, and then Tyler Harper. All right, Tyler, 5,815. Okay, so top agent of the day, March 13th. Look at this slide's a little off here. Okay, let's take a look at those slides. All right. So now we're introducing base shops. So for the Sean Kim base shop, 20,000, 7 unique riders, 12 apps for the week 2. All right. So congratulations on that. Is Sean. Sean couldn't be on the call because he's at a 1:30 retreat where he cannot have his phone. So he can't participate in today's call. And then is Landry Peterson on? All right, so who wants to take this for Landry?
He's on. Landry's on. I think he's with a client though, but is Crew or Drake? Where's Drake? Drake's amazing, man. He's a real cowboy, by the way, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so okay,
not bad.
let's read it off then. We got Ashton Hart, 6,339 with 2 apps. Okay. And then the Crew Peterson agency. All right, is Crew on?
I'm here.
All right. So what do we got here, sir? What do we got?
Yeah, Tanner Redding, 1,632 APV, 1 app.
Okay, right on, brother. Okay, man. All right. And then Mr. Frank Brennis, what do you got?
All right, just I was muted. Sorry about that. All right, starting from the bottom, myself, 519. Millicent, 660. Charles Malone, Mr. Malone. Man, he looks like Keith or Sullivan. I'll tell you what, I met him in person. 992. Serena Hoffman, 1,036. Isis Weaver, 1,042. Joshua Dickman, 1,235. Gerby Destino, 1,617. Cynthia Wibowo, 2,963. Come on now. Those are leads, baby. Jessica Jackson leading from the front, 2,875. And Mr. Hilliard, Bishop Hilliard, baby. 2,905. Congratulations. That rounds the week with 15,573, 10 unique riders, 1 new rider, and 17 apps.
Oh,
Go
man,
ahead,
look at
Seven.
me. Lone Ranger here, 17,961, 9 apps. All right. Okay, who do we got? Look at Mr. Bo Hirschfield. Bo, you on?
I'm on. What's up,
Hey,
everybody?
tell us about your team, man. Dad. Hey, let's congratulate Bo for being the new dad. All right, a dad of
Thanks, man.
twins. So
Just juggling a little bit of extra things over here, but we're still here. We still here. We out here. Look at this. 1, 2, how many? 8 riders.
man.
We got my boy Chris Trela out of New York. 192. It's a cold market. He took this off a lead. He's working on a term policy actually with that client as well. Blake Olson, 2 apps for 322. Mr. Headley, 1 application for 742. That's off a CIA lead. He just started his SLO, so he's moving forward. Lindsay got her onboarding last week and sold. This is on a bonus lead. She's already taken about 5 apps on bonus leads in a week and a half in Maryland. So super excited for Lindsay Hoggard. And then Jay Powell, my right hand man, 2 applications for 3,000. Rose Vincent coming back strong, 3 applications for 3,600. Caitlin Crawford, first 5K week. All of this is on CIA's 5,274, and then leading for the front as best as I always can. 6 applications for 11,000. So let's go.
Nice first
Let's
agency.
go.
Go.
So let's go. So let's go.
Oh, but Bo's got some mo.
Who's got Big Mo?
Is Kerry Aguilar on?
Happy birthday, Frank, by the way, brother.
Yeah, man.
Love you, man.
What? I was hoping for a slide, but we couldn't get to it in time.
Yeah, that's all right. Thanks, guys.
All right. So for Kerry Aguilar, we got Taquita Riddick at 3,000. 809 with 2 apps. Henry Lamb, Mr. Lamb at 2417. And then Carrie Aguilar herself at 1062. So congratulations, Carrie Aguilar Agency. So here are the top producers for the week. Starting with Ryan at 2,900, Jason 2,900, Rose 36, Takita at 38, Ilgaya at 45, Caitlin 5,274, Nora 6,209, and Ashton Hart 6,340, and Mr. Bo Hirschfield 11,318, and myself at 17,967 for the week 2. All right, app counts. Top 5, Ilgaya, Nora, Cynthia, Bo, and myself. All right, so here's what it looks like for the agency builders, guys. Shout out to Bo. All right, 25,019 apps. Mr. Kim at 11 apps, myself at 9 apps. Myself, Stephen Brennis Agency, and then Frank Brennis at 15,017, and then Carrie Aguilar, Landry, and Crew Peterson. So for the key leaders, Jericho, Jessica, Drake, Henry, Annabelle Hazelton, Jericho leading the way, and Rita Sarkisian. Team leaders, Ashton. All right, Ashton Hart at the gate. Leading from the front, Jason, Kat Cusick, Tanner, and then Veronica Sanchez. All right, so let's skip this slide here. Let's get to the speakers. Man, I want to hear from the speakers. All right. Oh, there it is. Happy birthday to Amanda. She had a birthday on the 12th. Right, so she was out in LA with Mr. Sean Cam. They were doing the 130 retreat, and then my fearless leader, my bro, Mr. Frank Brennis. We're only 11 months apart, guys. 11 months, you can imagine that. Irish twins, but we're not Irish. So, all right, happy birthday, brother. Awesome, man. It's great to be in business with you. All right, so now to the main stage here. All right, not grand finale. We have Mr. Lee and Martina Jelicka. So before, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and let's highlight them here. Lee, are you on?
I am on. Excited to be here. Good to see you.
All right, man. Did you spotlight him, Frank? Awesome. Looking sharp as always, man. I love that lapel. That lapel's beautiful, man. American flag. So let me just say this, okay? Oh, we got Martina on too. All right, welcome. Good to see you,
Good
Martina.
morning or afternoon.
Yeah, I know. Afternoon on the East Coast, and then
Yeah.
moving on the West Coast. What a beautiful sign! Wow, that's incredible. The green,
Yeah.
everything.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let me just read this off, just so you guys know the pedigree of the people we have in Symmetry, but it's an honor to have these two on here. So, Lee's biggest success, according to him, that he came to this country in 2011 with only $250 and a dream. So becoming a proud U.S. citizen about a year ago, right, Lee? So he actually joined Symmetry in 2018. I went to conference unlicensed. English is his 4th language. His English is really good. So was it always this good, Lee?
No.
You've definitely worked on it, right? So he made 700 dials. So imagine this, guys. Didn't know the language, brought a translator, unlicensed, and then his first week after making 700 dials, this first weekend, he's made over $10,000 a week every week for over 236 weeks. You can imagine that. And literally going 100%, right? So there's going to be a pattern of people that are winning here, right? They've made a decision and that's it, going for broke. He hit $3 million on his own personal pen last year, and he's on path to do 3.5 million on his own pen in less than 6 years here. So incredible. His beautiful wife, Martina. She joined the business with him in 2019, and she helps with recruiting, which I want to talk to you about, Martina, right? Administration, and also she's a producer herself. She's at over $500,000 on her own pen. So a great duo here. They're also in the real estate business, right? And they're back to billing. They're doing about 1.5 million so far, and growing on the path to 130. So they went from 20 writers to 53 in 2024. So, all right. So we're going to go over, I have some questions, right? But before I do that, I just want to open up the floor to you, and thank you so much for coming on. If you can just share your story, Lee and Martina, and then from there, I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay.
Wow, yes. Well, first of all, just thank you for having us. I'm just proud because um, this is more than just a business. So I'm just proud that I can call you and your brother and your amazing family. We can call you our friends, and I hope that everyone is ready for a healthy dose of accent. I always say, but my name is Lee Jelicka, and I'm in the business with my amazing wife Martina. The one of the founders taught us that it's not one takes all the credit. It's a teamwork and it's a family business, right? And I'm very proud to say that because at the end of the day, that's I think what really matters, that this business is a family. This is more than just a business. This is a family. We truly believe that we as a ultimate adaptation machines as a human beings, we are capable of anything we set our mind to. So I'm a firm believer that we can be successful anywhere, and we are here for a reason, because this is more than just an ordinary company, and this is more than just the opportunity we see. And I highly recommend everyone to get to feel it, right, during amazing events you guys do, we're going to do together soon. And I just wish for everyone to spend a few minutes now realizing what kind of opportunity it is. And one of the principles that we have is we only listen to those who have that which we want to have, right? That's Ray Dalio. I love his book Principles. If you guys want to write it down, the ability to have thoughtful disagreement, the ability to find the true and be radically transparent. It's just fundamental in our life. I'm going to be throwing out a lot of quotes, and please pause me if I go over time or anything, but quotes are my passion. They get me going, and they get us through a lot of times. I've been collecting them for many, many years. But just very quickly, we are direct to Jacob Polk, who is direct to Symmetry. Jacob, who besides our mentor, most importantly, he's one of my very, very best friends, and we are just so grateful for that. And we are now agency directors on the path to 130, and just super, super grateful to be here. And just very briefly about our story, I think you guys heard that if you've been at any conference or any event. But for those who haven't, I'm just going to go through that very briefly because I think it's important to just mention that, because as you said, about a year ago, we become proud citizens of this amazing country, and it's been 14 years of a battle, right? People tend to see the results now, which we are still blissfully dissatisfied. This is just 1% of our capacity. You're going to get to hear a lot about the mindset, because I truly believe that the fact that we were kind of delusional and huge dreamers and having a big dreams without knowing how to achieve them was actually our huge competitive advantage, right? They say, and if you know how to make it or how to get to your dreams, then you're not dreaming big enough. And because of those principles of following those who have that which we want to have, I feel like I don't have right to advise you about anything we haven't done. So we're just going to open our hearts to you and share what we've done as a testimony, and you can take a piece of a puzzle. I truly believe that as you become the student of the industry, you take pieces of the puzzle and put them together for what works for you, right? That's what I believe is the way. It's not about copying anybody else. It's about creating your own path and leveraging the system. So we actually came here in 2011. I was 20 or 19 years old by that time with $250, and just, I always say, burning desire, fire in the belly, and a dream. And one of my favorite quotes that I love to say all the time is, before I got here, I've heard that streets are paved with gold. And once I got here, I've learned three things. They are not paved with gold. Number two, they are not paved at all. And number three, I'm the one expected to pave them. And that mindset of trying to survive and trying to just earn the visa extension like every day over here it become my driving force, because it was just like Will Smith said, get on the treadmill with me and you know who's going to get off first, right? And he also said, I constantly keep putting more on my plate than I can possibly handle. And that's the way how to achieve, how to overperform, because you're never going to complete it all. But if you put a lot on your plate, you're going to set the big standards and you're going to set your thermostat very high, right? You know, Ed Milet talking about it a lot. Where is your thermostat? Is your thermostat at being elite producer, or is your thermostat at $1,000 a week? Whatever thermostat it is, it's fine. But if your thermostat is at $1,000 and you want to be elite producer, you need to work on getting your thermostat to a different level, right? And so the point is, we came here with this do or die attitude, win or perish attitude, just trying to earn our spot over here every single day, trying to outwork everyone around us. That was the only way. There was no other option. Just go to work every day and try to outwork everyone around us on a daily basis. And that turned out to be the American dream because that struggle is guaranteed. I always say struggle is guaranteed, success is not. So I knew that it's going to be a struggle. If I decide for mediocrity and the easy path, it's going to be a struggle. But if I decide to go for the achievements, dream big, and suffer through the hardship of discipline, it's going to be a struggle as well. So the choice is,
So true.
what struggle are we going to choose? And Ray Dalio says, learn to struggle well. And I realized early enough that if I learn to struggle well and decide to turn that struggle into the fuel, and knowing that every time I struggle, it means that I'm one step closer to my goals and dreams, it becomes your superpower. You know, like some people have fear as their go-to sign, and some people have fear as a stop sign. And the choice, again, is yours. And so just very briefly, we started as ocean lifeguards, and just
Was like,
day in, day out, you can see the pictures. You know, I really know that the manifestation which Jim Rohn talked about in that video, it's real, because I was watching Baywatch my entire childhood, and suddenly I was there, you know, and it turned out to be something that got me exactly where I was heading. And so 7 years in that company, we become managers, and then on the top of that company, and then equity partners of that company as the first non-resident aliens, we were called. However, we were driving a moped. We were not able to have a driver's license for more than 4 months. We live in one-bedroom studio, and we were making $30,000 a week on the very top of that company as equity partners. And so,
well, hold on. You say 30,000 a week?
Yeah.
A year.
oh,
you're
sorry,
like, man,
sorry,
you're
a
making
year.
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, a year.
Yeah, a year. And so we came home that summer of 2018, and we looked at each other, and we were like, we have all the benefits and all the security, and it seems like American dream, but we were so empty on the inside. We knew that there's more. We knew that we don't have to exchange time for money. We knew that we're not fulfilled, and we also knew that based on our previous 7-year experience, that whatever we start doing, we're going to be successful at. And this was a very important point, because we had the blind faith, and the only evidence was our conviction. So many of you maybe now don't have that. Maybe you have to fake that belief. Maybe you have to trick your mind and borrow that belief. But that unwavering faith and extraordinary effort, as Hal Elrod said, is necessary. And how it's developed? By self-credibility, which I'm going to talk about later on. So now here we were, 2018, summer. We look at the map. We kind of felt good about Florida. So we took U-Haul and moved down to Florida, and showed up at the conference in 2018. Me and Martina. Martina, you want to add to that?
I would give time to Steve to jump in, and then I can continue for sure.
Yeah, I have 3 questions. I have a question for you, Martina.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
wife, we struggle.
Let's
right?
go.
Right. So I want to get you guys' input. So, Lee, what beliefs I know you're a big manifest guy. Both of you are just manifesting everything. You do a ton of personal development. I know you work completely harder on yourself than you do any business, right? And that's what's so great about you guys. That's what Christina and I love about you guys is you guys are always like, I see your social media. Like I think yesterday you walked with a weighted vest, right? And during the middle of the day, you guys do some hardcore stuff, man. And we're not going to even talk about diet yet, but we're actually going to get into that too. But what beliefs and disciplines do you think gave you the unfair advantage in this business? And how did you develop them?
So this is question for me or for Lee?
Both of you. Both of you. Absolutely.
You can go ahead, Lee.
The unfair advantage was actually what was supposed to be my weaknesses. I tell you that one of the biggest things that I think everyone can do is, for example, English, my fourth language. I decided to turn it into my strength. And I think that there's a superpower in it. Once you shift your mindset about what you believe about yourself when you buy yourself, that is something's going to happen. Something's going to click. As soon as you're set up the only goal of the day to be the one staring in front of the mirror, nakedly looking at your own inadequacies by the end of the day, then you have nothing to prove to anyone. And you're not seeking validation. You just compete in you versus you. And so the biggest disadvantage that I turned into advantage was, instead of comparing myself to people on the top of the company who are up until today my role models, I started just looking at competing with myself, with my own mind. I call it lizard brain or amygdala, the part that starts telling you all the reasons why you cannot do the thing you want to do and starts talking to you about the accent being a big disadvantage. I started just building self-credibility. So out of that pain, out of that disadvantage, out of not being able to stay in this country for more than 6 months without having to leave and come back and all the other things, that turned out to be a driving force, because I've learned that it's going to happen the hard way. And for that, there's way more gratitude for simple things today, such as just putting my feet on the ground of this beautiful country every day, which I don't know how many of you have realized maybe this morning. I'm sure many of you did, but I'm also sure that a lot of people forget, right? And see the obstacles and see the things that don't work, whereas there's a lot of things we can be grateful for. So I would say that definitely that hardship and being forced to do things a different way than everyone else forced me to just put more effort in, and also being adjusted to the struggle, as I said.
Right.
Yeah, and I would just quickly add, we are here alone. We don't have our families here. It's just Lee and I, okay? Once you have a dream that is not really easy to fulfill, it took us 14 years to be at the point that we are right now. You're willing to do anything for that, right? And it shapes you. It puts you down. It smashes you. Then you celebrate the wins. It's just really a great process to get you ready for anything. And so I think our advantage also is really grateful hearts. We are really grateful for what we have. We are grateful that we live in this country, that we call this country our country, and there we are citizens. And we really mean it, right? And so there is a lot of opposition coming from our family saying, oh, you work and you work and you work and you work and blah, blah, blah. But there is not enough curiosity behind that. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? But yes, we are working hard because at some point we don't want to work at all or just want to do different things, right? We want to be with our kids home where not a lot of people have that luxury to do so, right? And so another advantage, I think, is also authenticity. We are super authentic in our story because we were able to create that. We were able to get that all the circumstances to shape us, it created really authentic story, and people love that, and we love that. And as long as you love it, people will love it too. Right. And so, yeah, heart power, gratitude, and authenticity for sure. And just like you really need to want this. And you have to say, like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get that done. Whatever it takes, right? It's not like calling, hey mom, can you help? Hey dad, can you fix? Like, no, we do everything ourselves, right? And that's okay. That's great. We're grateful for that. So we don't blame anybody else. We only blame ourselves. If we make mistake, we make it right and we learn from it. And I think, yeah, those are the advantages, I think.
Incredible. It's 100%
Yeah.
self-ownership, right? Owning the good, the bad, just own every part of it, which leads me to my next question. How do you prevent burnout? Like my wife and I struggle with that a little bit, right? We're like always on the go, go, go. And it's like, so how do you guys balance that,
Yeah.
I love you asking that.
Yeah, Martina,
Yeah.
please, because my wife,
Okay.
yeah, we kind of got into it yesterday a little bit, I'm like, I'm gonna ask him that question.
This is a question that we get a lot. And I think like we both are so different. I can tell you that I know it's 10:05. I know what he's doing. Like he has everything so much structured, like the workouts, the food, work, everything. So we both are very different. He's very like go, 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 and I balance it out. I am the one to say, hey, it's okay. Take some time off. I prepare dinner. I cook dinner every day. Like we love to do that. Sit down outside and watch the sunset and hold each other's hand and maybe read a book together or watch some documentary. We don't watch TV, but we watch documentary. So I balance it out on purpose because I know that he would work, and he would just hustle. So that's how we balance it out from the perspective of how I see it. You definitely want to add to that too.
And this is absolutely great. Like it made me realize a lot of things. That's 100% true. I'm not sure how would it look if you would be also a go-getter. It would probably lead to burnout. That's true. And I'm so grateful for that. And on the other hand, I've heard about a burnout after like my 5th week of 10K. Okay. I've heard it from all over the place. And one of my mentors and like very influential people, he's saying, people saying I'm going to burn out. And I'm responding, I'm just doing what it takes. And I really feel like if you want it bad enough, like you're going to get that supernatural strength. Like I wouldn't be able to do 236 weeks of $10,000 or more now, probably just because it's a different season of life. And just because I've already done it. And that's why I got supernatural strength for it. Like, do you guys feel like there was a season of your life where you've done something, just like they say in mother, which is, I have the biggest respect for all the mothers out there. Like our downline, LaTanya James, $747,000 personal APV last year, single mother of 4 kids. So it's just, there's no word for that. It's the biggest respect. But they're saying that the mother gets a supernatural power to give time to her baby, right? Those sleepless nights. So I feel like it's the same in life. If it's your destiny, if you want it bad enough, if you have the why as your brain tattoo, knowing that you're going to be the person on the wall, the one, as Ed Milet says, the one. With each generation, there is the one who changed generational standards and broke generational curses. And from each wealthy family that you see, they were not born wealthy for generations. There was the one. There was the one who has changed it all. So if you feel like you're the one, then you can move the mountains. I truly believe in that. And so I don't believe in burnout. I'm not sure. I'm not experienced enough to say if I believe in balance, because you got successful people saying there is no such a thing as balance. There's a lot of people saying that there is balance. So I would lie if I pretended I'm smart enough or mature enough to know. But what I know now is that it can be done, and I believe that you can create balance in life if the roots of your hard work are deep enough. If you know what I mean.
So good.
Yeah. And then also like balance, right? Like if you are really so fired up about what you're building, isn't that your balance, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, we when we have a conversation with our parents, like, oh, what did you do? You work again? And I'm like, well, we work and then we play, right? We have a nice dinner, we go for a walk, we have a workout, we have a pool home, so we go for laps. I mean, whatever. And that what fires us up. But like I can't imagine to go to beach and sit there for freaking 4 hours. I would go crazy. I would be like, I am missing that and I want to do that. And not because I want to, but because this is a part of the dream, right? And so, yeah, it's a really interesting topic, balance for sure.
I could totally relate, I wanted to ask you, how did you recruit Letitia James? Is she a doctor or
Latanya, we
Latonya?
found Latanya on ZipRecruiter. She was a cold market.
Mhm.
It was really, it was, it was, it was really funny. So I remember I talked to her for the first time. She goes, and I was like, "Hey, this is the opportunity. If you want it, you can sign up for the course and let's go." And she felt like, huh, this lady doesn't even speak English. She has an accent. She's gonna be telling me what to do. And I'm like, she doesn't even seem like she's really interested in having me on the team. And so next time she called me again and we talk again. And that way we got started. And it's really a straightforward relationship, partnership. We love each other. She does her things her way, and but she's amazing, and we learned from each other, and yeah, we found her online. It was a cold market.
Market. Wow. So for you guys don't know, Letitia James, well, she's like Latonya, right?
Latanya James.
Like number one, right? For
Mhm. She's number one female producer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just share her accolades, I mean, she's incredible. I mean, single mother, 4 kids, all
Yeah.
off bonus leads, right? Does she call like the 50 cent leads, like what leads does she call? I mean, and
Yeah.
can you just kind of share a little bit of her insight? Because I mean, for all the new people here that are wondering, hey, it's just right. I mean, can anyone do this business? Well, you got to make a decision you're going to do the business. But I mean,
Yeah,
about having
definitely.
four kids,
So
right? So,
yeah, so Latanya has 3 daughters and she lives a really busy life. They all play sports, they're in university, so she does spend a lot of time with them, and her family is her number one thing. Okay. She does love the 50 cent lead, the bonus leads. She doesn't even take a look at the lead, right? I know that even if she goes on vacation, the applications are coming up. Like she will not miss a week. And that's how she loves it, right? So um yeah, Lee, you can add more to
Well,
that.
I don't wanna
yeah,
speak for our amazing Latanya. I just want to add to the recruiting part. There was simply the connection of our hearts with her heart. We didn't have, and there's the same. Maybe a little bit about my production. Nearly 3.5 million people think that I have a perfect script. The proof was here. I just told you 30,000 a week instead of a year. So imperfection is the key. I don't care about making mistakes. I'm learning from them. I'm not scared to make mistakes. I was making so many mistakes, and my mentor at the beginning was saying, "Oh, another mistake, another failure. Perfect. I love that. Let's make another one. Let's make another one. Make as many failures and fail forward as quick as you can." And so the biggest advantage in this business is not the perfect script. I'm sure many of you I'm looking at have a perfect script than me. But there is one thing, and that's a heart power. Every person on the other side of the phone can feel me. We all have a quantum field around us. We all have an energy around us. Just like if some of you are hunters, you know that some animals have like really big quantum field. They can feel you without even seeing you, like, hundreds of yards away. And I firmly believe that you cannot fake an honest and open and authentic heart. So even if your script is terrible, even if it's through the phone, people can feel it. Once you call people, if you have the best intentions and you firmly are convinced in your mind that even if it's a B lead, even if it's a lead from yesterday or a lead 1 year old, that they need your help, you'll see the magic happening. And so Latanya, I've never seen her buying any other than B lead. So where is your excuse, right? There's no excuse. But she's done a hell of a lot of work on herself, in her mindset, in terms of reading. You need to be able to read people. You need to know the basics of sales, negotiations, psychology. She's psychologist. Think about it. Psychology is such an important part of this business, being able to connect people, get on the same frequency as they are, so they trust you. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. People don't buy the message, they buy the messenger. People buy from you because they like you. It's all connected. So I don't know a single person who would be successful in this business without reading, because reading gets you educated about getting to the same frequency. And most importantly, like self-development books. I think Jim Rohn said that I study me. I try to read books to study me, because if I know me, I can get to know you. And then we have the other part, which is Bob Proctor said he kissed himself and he said, I love myself so much, because if I don't love myself, it's going to be really hard for me to love my wife, our kids, and my friends and all the clients, right? So just think about it. It's much deeper than just putting the script together and reading the script. It's much deeper than that, but you all can do it.
Yeah, that's great. That's one of the cornerstones. You got to believe in what you're selling, right? Main thing, right? If it comes from the heart, no matter how imperfect it is, if you believe, if they believe that you have their best interest in mind, then everything just falls in place. Obviously, you can't depend on that. You got to, you got to read your books, you got to study, you got to do the activity. Frank, anything you want to add? Any questions that come to your mind? My brother's an incredible interview.
No. Thank you so much for being on the call, Leah and Martina. You guys are truly, truly an example to everybody, and of what it looks like when you just give it your all and work together as a team. We're just so blessed to have you guys on the call. And man, I don't have any other questions, Stefan. Just to give the gratitude for them being here. And I'm just grateful to hear you guys. You guys are an inspiring story, and we'd love to hear more from you. I know Stefan's having a boot camp. I won't be there, but eventually I'll get to see you guys again, man. I really have a lot of respect for you and your team and what you guys built. So thank you. We're honored to have you on the call,
Yeah,
man. Super honored.
I do want to say one thing. To the new agents out there that are on this call that are unsure that this is they're in the right place. Um, I'll start with you, Martina. What would you say to them? What would you say to them?
To new agents,
Yeah, someone that's brand new in the business that are on this call, like what words of advice what would you give to them?
I would say there are no obstacles. You define the odds, and you can literally have whatever you want. Just imagine it, work for it, write it down, create a plan, and go for it. Yeah.
Beautiful. Awesome. Short and sweet. Lee, I'll let you close it out, my man.
Well, you had Jim Rohn. It was Jim Rohn, right, at the beginning. And pretty much what he was talking about is one of the things that I have on the wall, and that is, don't let anyone walk through your mind with their dirty feet. You're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of rejection. And always remember that. Don't let them walk through your mind with their dirty feet. You're way too valuable for that. And it's just simply part of the business. It's part of success. And the more you get to hear no, the further you get in, right? And really, my only thing is just trick your mind. Your mind doesn't know what's reality. It's just how we were wired. And one thing, we all have childhood trauma of certain type, right? Unfortunately, some have it, like really bad, but overall, from our parents, for example, in our case, the negativity, I grew up where I was born a year after communism. So you can imagine how it's installed in people, even though they're very educated, great people, hardworking, the fear-based mindset, the lack of abundance mentality, the closed mind, the fear of somebody coming from different country and taking everything away. It's there for hundreds of years. It's not going to be removed just like that. So a lot of times people think that their first 6 years of life, as we know, they determine a lot about our genes, right? But once you get into neuroscience and study brain pathways, you realize and and it's proven that you can rewrite your genes, and your genes don't determine your destiny. So whatever you feel like you don't have today, or whatever you feel like you've been given by somebody else, it's not true, because you can rewrite everything, and it's just up to you. But in order to do that, it's important to realize that there is no one to blame, just ourselves, right? You're going to feel the freedom once you learn to only blame yourself for everything that happens in your life. That's in my opinion, right? I'm just sharing what works for me. And so once you realize that, you feel ease, you feel freedom, and you're going to get the strength to build self-credibility, which is daily little promise keeping by yourself. Once you build self-credibility, that's going to make you believe in yourself, and that's called discipline. So you don't have to start by, producing $1 million a year. Why don't you start by making 10 phone calls within the next 30 minutes? Self-credibility. Why don't you pick up water instead of soda? Why don't you go for a walk instead of looking at the TV for 30 minutes? Why don't you pick up a book instead of some game? You know what I mean? Like small daily promise keeping to yourself will lead you to have a self-credibility, and that becomes a habit, and your brain pathways will get wired that way. And so it's hard at the beginning, messy in the middle, and beautiful at the end. So what is hard today, those dials are probably very hard today, but those dials will be very easy if you do them for long enough. And so that way, my 700 dials, my first weekend, turned out to be 2 hours of dialing. I needed 700 dials my first weekend, and year into the game or year into the business, I needed just 1 or 2 hours to have the same results. And keep that on mind, because it's going to get lighter.
Wow, so good, so good.
And we want to really applaud you and the entire team for amazing production and leadership, and we appreciate you guys, and it's an honor to connect with you, and we're so excited to see you and Christina, and you just keep inspiring many. So thank you for having us
grateful.
today.
Well, thank you. All right, you guys have a blessed week, powerful week, and
Yeah.
final book. What book, Lee? What book are you reading right now?
10x easier than 2x.
Okay, all right, okay. I read that one. How about you, Martina? What book are you reading right now?
I just started reading the Ask the Right Questions.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Who's that by?
I'll show it to you. Hold on.
Okay, cool. I love these books. I've read that one before, and you read them, and then you got to go back to them. You got to apply them, right?
Yeah.
Reading is one thing. Applying is something different, right?
The Coaching Habit. Sorry, The Coaching Habit.
Okay,
That's
coaching habits. Okay,
It's
awesome.
by Michael Bungay Stenier, whatever. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, awesome, guys. You guys keep crushing it. We'll see you soon. All right. Thank you so much for pointing on our team. We appreciate you, and you guys have a powerful week.
Appreciate you. Thank
Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Good
everyone.
students.
Thank you.
Thank you.